Hello, I just wanted to thank you for clicking on my video, and I wanted to let you know not only do I create content on my YouTube channel here, Class in a Glass, but I'm also on Twitch where I play single-player games, multiplayer games, I do movie reviews, cartoon reviews, and a whole bunch of other stuff. Also, it would be a big help if you can check out my Patreon, where you can gain access to audio commentaries, reactions, and the ability to submit questions for my podcasts and videocasts. And all that content can be found in the links below. In the meantime, enjoy the video.
Get the hell out! Here's the bomb in the building!
Jackie Chan.
I can't hold it anymore!
Just hang on, man. I'll be right back.
Chris Tucker.
FBI, take a picture. It's okay. Wait a minute.
Rush Hour.
We can hang in my crib. I will show you my hood.
What the hell did you just say?
We gotta go ahead and jump into these movie reviews. We have to, despite the delays for tonight, we gotta review the movie films. That's what we have to do. Thank you again for your generosity. Thank you for the biddies, the donations, the follows, the subs. I really do appreciate it. Welcome to the stream. But chat, I gotta ask you some important questions. How many of you have seen the 1998 classic film Rush Hour, chat? How many of you have seen this movie? Although the name actually was no relation to the game, but I heard it's good. Well, there you go. Well, Destiny 2 nonetheless. I'm happy to have you here. Hope you're doing fantastic tonight. It's a pleasure having you. We're talking, I do spoiler reviews for movies. I also do spoiler reviews for cartoons, doing Batman tonight. And I also play video games. I usually would say that to the end of the stream, because that's my longest segment. But Chad, how many of you have seen Rush Hour? The 98 classic. Oh, Keen DJ, I've seen it. Nia Brownie, not since I was a child. Mauricio's Twitch. Me. Don heading out. Thank you, Don. Appreciate you. Sorry, Chris, I have to go. Work calls, but wanted to contribute. No, thank you, Don. That's very kind of you. Have a great day. Let me go ahead and raise my glass to you and everyone else in the chat. May the wings of liberty never lose a feather. You're shaking the pillars of heaven, chat. All my heavens, they're shaking. The pillars are shaking and they're toppling over. Thank you again for the support. Bambino Kid. Bambino Kid has been a while. Never touch a black man's radio. I've learned this movie teaches valuable lessons, chat. Don't touch a black man's radio. We know. Oh, but a lot of you guys saying love this movie. Shake them fat pillars. Oh, we're shaking all the pillars tonight, Brownie. You're shaking my pillars tonight. Oh, it's very intimate. Darklight over 100 times. Yeah, I mean, like I said before, I grew up with this film in the late 90s. I watched it. And I know that, like, listen, like, and I even like Rush Hour 2 a lot. Like, it's not as good as the first one. Rush Hour 2, some people say Rush Hour 2 is the best one. Rush Hour 3 is absolute garbage. Yeah, I remember I was so excited for that when it came out in 2007. That was a disappointing year of movie films, Chad. It's like, despite anything that's happened in 2007, Chad, we have Spider-Man 3, the hotly anticipated sequel to Spider-Man 2, and Rush Hour 3, which people have been waiting for years. And we got both of them, chat, and they were absolutely terrible. Terrible. Rush Hour 3 had its moments. I can't remember them, man. I was just so disappointed by that film. But I still have those first two films, chat. A great original film and a great comedy sequel, in my opinion. Rush Hour 3, bad. And I think this is what really... I mean, before this, like, Chris Tucker, he was already appearing in a lot of films at this point. I think he was already doing stand-up. He had done stuff like Jackie Brown, and he did that film with Charlie Sheen, which was fun. I like that. And then he did Fifth Element, of course. So the guy was a known person. Then you had Jackie Chan, who had quickly become more and more popular thanks to his films that were both made in China and also United States. And like I think this is like Chan at his most. At the biggest point in his life, Chad. People were like, a Jackie Chan movie? I will definitely go and see that. People loved him. They love Chris Tucker too. Let's combine one of the greatest stars of the East with one of the greatest stars of the West. These big old box office draws. They combine them, Chad. It was like Voltron, and they just started printing all the money, Chad, because not only was this a critical success for its time, this was a huge commercial success for 1998. Had a budget of about 33 to 35 million. It was like 35 goddamn $million. Worldwide gross of 244.4 million. And the movie's not doing anything different than like a lot of other buddy cop films at the time. She had nothing different than stuff like Beverly Hills Cop or Lethal Weapon or 48 Hours or something, but it was just these two stars that they just had this really unique chemistry. You had Jackie Chan doing his Jackie Chan stuff, Chad. He's fighting, beating up bad guys using that drunken master kung fu, and you had Chris Tucker squealing and running around. That's what he did too, and people love that combination, Chad. The best of both worlds. It worked out. I've not seen The Foreigner. I've heard kind of bad things about that. Rush Hour, and there you go. New edition, welcome to stream. Rush Hour is one of your favorite movies. Apparently, a lot of people liked it. You were among a significant group of people. Film was directed by Brett Ratner, who has been exiled from Hollywood due to his shenanigans behind the camera, Chad, his sexual harassment shenanigans. But this was the guy who was constantly greenlighting, producing, and directing like really big comedy action films. And this is kind of I even think like Rush Hour is probably Brett Ratner's biggest commercial and well, I guess X-Men, but no commercial and critical success. A lot of people did enjoy this film, chat. Yeah, we're not going to be mentioning Brett Ratner in here. He directed the great X-Men 3. That's exactly what I was thinking. Well, I mean, commercially, X-Men 3 is probably his highest grossing film, but critically, I can't mention that. But a lot of people did like Rush Hour, and it was a huge commercial success. But chat, now that we've gotten into the behind-the-scenes nonsense of this film's obvious success of the franchise is like, listen, Rush Hour 2 was just as beloved and even more commercially successful than the first one. Rush Hour 3 was not. I even know how that felt. Actually, I'm kind of curious. How did Rush Hour 3 do in theaters? I just want to see what the box office was. 208 million, Jesus, but it had a budget of 140. Jeez, that did not make a profit on that. That was not a profit. Let's see what Rush Hour 2 made. I'm curious. 90 million, had a box office 347.3. There you go. Huge fucking success. Yep, studios knew what they had with those two. With Chris Tucker and Jackie Chan, chap. But now, let us get into the nitty-gritty details, my friends. We are starting out. It is the last day of the British rule of Hong Kong. Fucking Queen Elizabeth. Oh, the Queen. She's not owning shit in China anymore, Chad, okay? They are giving it back to the Hong Kongian people. And for them to rule themselves, chat. And there's a big old operation going down right now, too, because the evil criminal warlord, chat, not warlord, just overlord, Juntao, he is shipping all of his priceless Chinese artifacts and knickknacks, a lot of knickknacks, to a new location. And the Hong Kong police force has gotten wind of this, and the Hong Kong police force, chat, is being led by one Mr. Jackie Chan. He's leading the operation, and we're seeing this, and we're seeing Jackie Chan himself, Chan. He's doing a typical Jackie Chan thing, where he's just fucking punching and bopping and booping. He's taking all these guys out quickly and quietly, but in the Jackie Chan style. It's that drunken master kung fu. That's what it is. It's where it's almost like it's like a goofy. When you compare, like, look at someone like Bruce Lee's kung fu, which is like, very much it was super aggressive. Almost had like a rigidness to it, but it worked for him. Wow, all that shit. But Jackie Chan, his is more just kind of sporadic. It looks good on camera. It's the type of kung fu and fighting style that's like, it looks goofy and fun, but it could fuck someone up. And Jackie Chan, he perfected that type of martial arts, chat, for the movie films. He did a great job. And he's using that drunken master kung fu to slowly take out everyone who is shipping all of Juntao's knickknacks around China. He's like, this is the history of my people, and I'm gonna go let this goddamn jabroni come in here and take over knickknacks, chat. And so he fucking beats the shit out of all these people, and he confronts the number 2 villain, Lieutenant Tseng, chat. Lieutenant Tseng, he's got blonde hair. That's his defining feature. That's about it. And he also gets punched in the face by a little girl early in the film, chat. His eyeball almost falls out of his head. But we're not there at that point in the movie. And fucking Jackie Chan, he's got his goddamn gun pulled on Lieutenant Tseng. He says, Lieutenant Tseng, it's over, okay? I punched everyone here except for you and the guy who's standing in front of you. Fucking stand down and be arrested of dignity. And he's just like, fucking shoot me, Jackie Chan, I don't care. And then he pushes the guy in front of him, and Jackie Chan, he shoots him. He shoots the guy, he got pushed. The guy's like, I was just not doing anything. He had given up, Chan, hands are raised. And Jackie Chan went, bam, bam, he just shot that guy, and he fucking tossed the body in the water, and he just chases after Tseng, Chan, but Tseng, he's just too fast. He is just as skilled as Jackie Chan when it comes to the kung fu fighting, and he jumps in a boat, chat, and that speedboat, it goes all the way across the bay. It's like, we lost him. He calls his police headquarters, like, Lieutenant Sang got away, but we got all the cultural artifacts that Juntao has been stealing from us for decades. And then, chat, we cut to a banquet dinner where we have the Chinese consulate, Solon Han, chat. He is taking over power from Tom Wilkinson. Tom Wilkinson, chat, he was put in power by the Queen, and he's been ruling Hong Kong with an iron fist. Like, actually, he was a humanitarian, and he's happy to bequeath his power back to the Hong Kong people, and he's best friends with the Chinese consulate, chat, and they're having a good time. And, the Chinese consulate, he's like, I'm going to be going on a little bit of a tour. I'm going to be talking with the Americans, going to secure some trade deals and stuff, and I have to go to Los Angeles. I'm going to take my daughter with me. And Tom Wilkinson says, hey, man, I love you. Good luck with all that. You got my support. But it's like, ooh, what's Tom Wilkinson doing, Shell? We don't know. We'll find out soon, though. We'll find out soon. Jackie Chan, he reports to the Chinese consulate, tells them the good news. Everyone's like, yeah, Jackie Chan. Everyone's so excited for what he did when he took out Juntao's people and secured the Chinese artifacts, chat. Right when Jackie Chan is leaving, a little girl goes, and she starts punching Jackie Chan. I was like, why are you punching Jackie Chan? We learn, chat. This is Su Yan. This is the daughter of the Chinese consulate, and she just fucking loves Jackie Chan, chat. He's like her martial arts teacher, and she's sad because she wants Jackie Chan to come with her to America, but Jackie Chan goes, I can't do that. I gotta stay in Hong Kong to defend its people from other criminal warlords like Juntao. And she goes, I want you to come with us. He's like, you know what? We'll see each other again. Sooner than you might think, I bet. And he says, be sure to practice your kicks and punches and your goddamn eye gouges. I was like, there you go. Gouge those eyes out. You got my support. Cross his fingers behind back. Exactly, that's what happens. Tom Wilkinson. Not fucking subtle at all. And she goes, that sounds swell. And so they go ahead, fucking the consulate and his daughter, they hand over to the grand old US of A chap. May her wings never lose a feather, as I like to say, chap. And the consulate, he's going to work, and his little daughter, she's skipping around going to school, and he hugs his daughter. Like, I love you, Su Yan. He's like, I love you, Papa. Will you be picking me up, or will you be home after I get back from school? And he goes, nope. I'm going to pick you up he did a little manipulation. She goes, I'm going to pick you up myself. She goes, yay! And they hug, Chad. You could feel the warmth radiating off of them. And he's like, all right, drive my daughter to school. She hops in the back of the car, chat, and he got these two Chinese bodyguards. They're driving, but they got to deal with LA traffic, chat, which is extremely frustrating. I've been in LA traffic. It's a goddamn nightmare. Literally, chat. A trip that would take, normally, you put on Google Maps, it takes 8 minutes to get there, turns into 40 goddamn minutes because of how bad LA traffic is. I will never complain about awesome traffic again. LA is some of the worst traffic I've ever encountered. So I was feeling sorry for these guys, especially because she's listening to goddamn pop music, not with headphones on. It's like, nah. She's like, you can tell that she exerts her power over her father's employees quite often because she goes, peasants! Turn the radio up really high, and she's fucking beatboxing. She's having a good time. She's listening to all her pop music, and then all of a sudden, while they're driving, a police car stops right in front of them, and they're like, "Whoa, what's going on?" And the guy, he rolls down the window. Chat, it's an old car. It's 1998, so he rolls down the window. Literally. And the cop, he stops right in front of him, and the guy's like, what can I help you with, officer? And he takes off his hat, and it's Lieutenant Singh, Chad. It's the guy that got away on the boat. Apparently, he was on the boat, and he sailed all the way across the Pacific, Chad, to Los Angeles. He was setting this up. It was all part of the plan. And he goes, oh, no worries. It's just rush hour. And boom, he shoots them. He shoots both in the face. The little girl goes, ah! She's scared. She's terrified, Chad, about what's happening. She just does not like this. And Lieutenant Singh, he's trying to grab the girl, trying to grab little Su Yan. And then she reveals that she is not a victim, chat. And she starts pummeling the shit out of Lieutenant Sane's face, just kicking him and stuff. Breaks, I mean, nearly, I mean, she's good at the eye gouge and shit, even with her feet, because she kicks him. And it, like, breaks part of his nose. He's like, what the fuck? Oh, he just starts screaming. She takes her necklace and, like, puts it between, like, how you know, like, it could be Wolverine, chat? Remember how you could be Wolverine if you put your keys between your knuckles? She takes her necklace and goes, ah! And she hits him. I mean, he almost gouges his eyes out. She was practicing what Jackie Chan did teach her, Chad, okay? She's a good learner. She's a good student. And Jackie Chan's a good teacher of the eye gouges. And she nearly gouges this guy's fucking eye. He goes, what the fuck? I would have been so mad, too. But yeah, he gets her anyway. He tries to grab her, chap, and she fucking kicks him again. He's like, this guy ain't shit. And then she starts running. She starts running down the goddamn highway. But chat, they got a guy on a motorcycle who's also working for Lieutenant Sang. And this girl, despite her kicking a lot of ass, practicing her eye gouges, she does not know how to run serpentine. Serpentine, go run a zigzag. She just runs straight. And this guy just goes, oh, here you go. And she just grabs her, puts her on the bike, chat. They get a big old gray pedo van. And they drive up to it, and they throw the little girl in the pedophile van, and they drive off, shit. It's like, oh my God, what's happening? What could we fucking do, chat? And the FBI is called. They contact, the consulate, and tell them all this nonsense. It's like, and they're saying, like, don't worry. We're gonna help you as much as we can. We're gonna provide you the best of the best when it comes to American law enforcement, chat. And then we cut to one Mr. Chris Tucker, chat. Chris Tucker, he's driving a car, and he's already squealing. Hey, man, get out of my way! He's already squealing. That's the way he sounds. It's just the way he sounds. I bet they had a free candy sign painted on that van. They should have. Then she wouldn't have been punching and gouging eyes out, chat. Would have worked out well. And chat, we are now following Chris Tucker. He's driving a very nice vehicle. Looks very nice. And he's going to a drop-off point. He's meeting the son of the gangster from Reservoir Dogs, chat, the guy that wore the tracksuit. It's that actor. It's that guy. And his name is Cleve, or Carl. We're going to call him Carl for the sake of convenience, chat. I don't remember what his name is. It doesn't matter. And he's meeting up there, and he's like, Carl, my man. He's like, you're fucking late, Chris Tucker. I've been waiting here for 20 goddamn minutes. I was in the diner. Chris Tucker's like, I was in the diner too. You know what? We just didn't see each other. It's like, that's a lie. I just saw you drive. He's like, don't worry about it, man. What do you have to show me? And Carl goes, fuck it, whatever. And he's like, all right, I'll show you, Chris Tucker. He opens it up, and it's C4. And Chris Tucker goes, whoa, man, now that is what I love. What is that? He goes, that's fucking C4. Chris goes, that's C4? Holy shit, man. I have been looking for C4 this entire goddamn time. I'm so glad you have it. Meanwhile, chat, what else is going down? While Chris Tucker is literally squealing and screaming everything he sees outside, we see a police car pull up, chat, a little bit of a patrol car, and it stops off and it parks. And these guys, they hear Chris Tucker like, wait a minute, what's going on there? And they fucking pull their guns out. I was like, hey, come to fucking get away from the back of the vehicle and come towards us. And Chris Tucker's like, hey guys, don't worry about it. I'm just here for a meeting. We're just, you're good. But then Carl grabs Chris Tucker. He says, I will blow this man's head off. You gotta back the fuck off. And the cops are like, we're not gonna fucking do that. Chris Tucker's like, guys, seriously, please just go away. I got this. We're handling it right now. These guys aren't doing it. They're not paying attention to Chris Tucker, chat. He's too loud. And then Chris Tucker goes, bah! And he hits Carl in the face, breaks his nose, chat, profuse bleeding, cartilage leak out. He hit him really fucking hard. Blood and cartilage and snot leaking from good old Carl's nose. And Chris Tucker's like, see, I did it. But they still got their guns pointed at Chris Tucker. Racist shit. They're racist police officers. And he's like, guys, don't worry about it. Carl, he recovers from his mangled just a snot and bloodied nose, and he shoots the cops. He shoots them. One gets shot in the fucking abdomen. The other one gets his pinky shot off. He goes, my pinky! And he falls down. And Chris Tucker's like, what are you doing? And then fucking Carl, he jumps back in the car, and Chris Tucker just decides, I'm just gonna shoot him even though there's C4 in the car. And he starts shooting him, chat. And fucking Carl's going, I have C4 in the car. Why are you shooting me? I could explode and kill a lot of people. Good for Carl. He's been trying to protect the people of LA, chat. And he dives out, and Chris Tucker, he just keeps shooting them for no reason. And it explodes. He goes, woo! Mission accomplished, baby. Everything's coming up Chris Tucker. Everyone's going to be so happy with what I done. And so he goes back to the office, and he's talking to all of his friends, chat, including, what's her name? What's that actress's name? Oh, damn it. You know what I'm talking about. What's the girl's name? Oh, it's the one he's always hitting on, chat, the entire time. Here we go. Elizabeth Pena. The actress is Elizabeth Pena. She's been in a lot of good stuff. She's a talented actress. I like her. Saw her in something recently, but I don't remember. But he's talking, he's hyping himself up at LAPD headquarters. And Elizabeth's like, she's mad at him because you said I would join you on that goddamn mission, okay? And he's like, I don't want any partner, Elizabeth. My daddy didn't help him. It didn't help him when he had a partner, and I don't need one, okay? It'd be too dangerous for you. So he's a little sexist too, chat, talking down to Elizabeth Pena. And, and she's going, well, the police chief, he's not happy because I heard you're going to be suspended for what you did. It's like, I'm going to be suspended? Are you sure I'm going to be suspended? And she goes, yeah, you're going to be suspended. She's like, you're lying. I'm like, I'm not lying. You're definitely suspended. You were involved in an operation where you needed a partner. You shot at a man who had C4 in his car, blew up half a city goddamn block, and 2 cops were bleeding out in the goddamn street. You're going to be suspended. She goes, I don't believe you. And he goes over to talk to the police chief, chat. Meanwhile, we cut back to the Chinese consulate, and it's not looking good. The Chinese consulate, he is just completely overwhelmed, chat. He wants his daughter back, and he's a little nervous about the FBI, so he's called in help. He's called Jackie Chan. He's like, listen, I need you again, my friend. This group has kidnapped my daughter. I want you to part of this investigation. And he's like, I will definitely help you and save Soo-Yeon. But the FBI, they don't want Jackie Chan's help, chat. The last thing they want is a Chinaman coming in and interfering with American law enforcement. They're racist too, chat. Racist. And they don't want that. And so they come up with the idea, it's like, okay, we don't want any outside help or influence, so we got to get some guy just to take him around, distract him, show him the sights, and so they could deal with the kidnapping themselves. But, the 2 FBI guys, both character actors you've seen multiple times, chat. We're going to call them FBI guy number 1 and FBI guy number 2. That's who they are. And FBI guy number 2 says, but we don't want to do that to one of our own boys, like not even a rookie. I mean, that's a pretty shit assignment. And FBI guy number 1 says, you know what? We know what we'll do. If we give someone a shit assignment, let's give it to the LAPD. Is like, sounds good. And I think they have someone in mind, chat, because then they're talking to the commissioner, the police chief, the angry police chief, chat, and he is just not too happy. He's like, how dare you call my office and want me to get one of my officers to work such a shit assignment? How dare you? Yeah. Dude, my Chinaman says, I know, that's why I don't like it when they're using it. I don't like it when they're using it in the movie film. It's terrible. It's terrible. Charisma. Good old America, land of the racist. Yeah, that's what happens. That's what happens. Oh, so they're like, okay, we need your help, and the police chief is like, we are not gonna fucking do that. We're not gonna do that. Absolutely not. But then he sees fucking Chris Tucker walking by. He's like, sir, I have just the person for your mission. And Chris Tucker walks on in, and he's like, Chris Tucker's like trying to explain himself to the angry police chief. He's like, listen, everyone's being mean to me. I did a good job. And the police chief is like, I agree. You did a fantastic job. We need more of that gumption, Chris Tucker, what you just brought to there. You're like, you blew up a half a city goddamn block. We need shit like that. And he goes, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Chief is like, I just got a call from the FBI. They are involved in an important investigation. A Chinese consulate's daughter was kidnapped, and they want your help. They want your help with it. And I said, you are just the person for it. And they're like, really? He's like, really? And, you head over there right now. You help them out. You're golden. Might get an FBI visitor too. And Chris Tucker, he is just besides himself, Chad. He is so... Empire, welcome to Street Empire 1984. Hope you're doing very well today. Good to see you. Oh, anyway. And so he's like, great. He's like, chief, when I become an FBI agent, when I later on become the chief of the FBI, I'll always remember you. I'll hype you up and talk about you. He's like, don't talk about me, just go. And he leaves, chat. And he drives up to the Chinese consulate house, and he's like, I'm here, everybody. And the 2 FBI guys, they take him aside. It's like, first of all, we want to thank you for doing this, Mr. Chris Tucker. Starts like, anything. I've always wanted to be a part of the FBI investigation. You're like, that's cool, that's great. And he's like, so how do you want me to help find the little girl? He's like, forget about the little girl. We just need you to babysit someone for us. You're like, what? He's like, yeah, Jackie Chan's coming in from China, okay? And you need to take care of him. I was like, I don't want to do that. He's like, listen, honestly, we don't give a shit who you are or what you do, but do this for us. Shut up and do your goddamn job while we help the guy, okay? He's like, oh! And so Chris Tucker, he's mad. He learned that he has a shit assignment. Doesn't want anything a part of this now. But he drives to the airport, chat, and fucking Jackie Chan, this plane lands, he gets out, and then we get the cultural confusion, chat. Because Chris Tucker, he assumes that Jackie Chan doesn't speak any English, chat. See, it's not nice. And he's like, can you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth? And Jackie Chan's like, this dumb motherfucker. You can tell he's just so bad about what he's seeing. He's like, God damn it. And at this point, like Jackie Chan, he thanks the pilot and the hostess in the plane, chat. The person who gives out all the drinks. What? JT Grimm, thank you so much for the subscription. 22 months in a row. Now that is some goddamn good support. Wow. Yeah, well, early 90s. A lot of that. I mean, even from Chris Tucker, like the way he refers to, I mean, he constantly confuses. That's the thing, chat. Like, this is the humor. It's just like it's either you're gonna go with it or you're not gonna go with it, because Chris Tucker makes constant references to, like, you know, Jackie Chan's Asianness, if you will, confusing him between a Chinese person and a Japanese person and a Korean person. Chinaman, as Duma brought up earlier, which is indeed a racial slur. Don't say that. But this film could give a shit less about that, chat. It really can. But it's like, whatever. Go with it. It's funny. Look at the funny Kung Fu man. Look at him jumping around. Anyway, I know punk bitch. We'll get into that later. And so I love it too, because Jackie Chan's like, I'm gonna fuck with this guy. And so he's giving his bags to Chris Tucker. Chris like, no, don't give me your bags, okay? I'm not your manservant, okay? You put those in the goddamn back of the car yourself. He's like, no, you take my bags. He's getting mad, chat. Fuck! I know Bug Jip. This is my favorite line in any movie. It's pretty good. It's a pretty goddamn good line, chat. And so eventually Chris Tucker's like, okay, get in the goddamn car. I'm going to show you the sights. And they're driving, chat, and more racial jokes back and forth. And Chris Tucker just yelling at Jackie Chan. Jackie Chan just looking more and more annoyed. And eventually he's like, okay, I'm going to still be a part of this investigation no matter what. Because he's complaining to Jackie Chan about the situation. Burt Ratner, the most racially sensitive director working second to Michael Bay. Yeah. I would say so. With the vernacular that's often used in these films, that's definitely true. That's definitely true. But I will say this, though, the way Jackie Chan's in the... Oh, that's right. Well, later on, when he was slicing the car, I want to whoop your ass. It's great. And so he's like, all right, Jackie Chan, here's Chinese theater, right? The Chinese theater, just like home. You love the Chinese theater. Watch the Chinese John Wayne. Remember John Wayne? Horrible racist. Stare at John Wayne's feet while I go talk with fucking, what's his name? It's like Jonathan Hawks. Jonathan Hawks is in this movie, chat, as looking like a spaced out former drug dealer who sells star maps. He also sells information. I was like, is that Jonathan Hawks? And he is. He's in a bit role in this film. I was shocked by that. And Chris Tucker, he goes to Jonathan Hawks and he says, hey man, I need to know about some information about this big kidnapping that's going down. Do you hear about any new players in town? And Jonathan Hawks goes, I haven't heard anything. Maybe for $45 I can hear something. He goes, God damn it, fine, here you go. He pays him $45. He's like, I know that a lot of hardware is being bought by these guys for some sort of operation. And he's like, can you give me a name? It's like, I don't know a name for $45. He's like, listen, man, that's all my cash I had on me. Can you not give me a name? And he's arguing back and forth with Jonathan Hawks. And Jackie Chan, he just fucking hightails out of there. He's like, oh, he's fucking distracted. I'm going to get moving and grooving. And fucking Chris Tucker, he's like, wait, Jackie Chan. And Jackie Chan, he's jumped onto a goddamn bus. And Crooker's like, what the hell? And Chris Tucker, He's going after Jackie Chan. He jumps in the same bus, and he fucking holding Jackie Chan at fucking gunpoint. It's like, what the hell are you doing? What are you doing? Jackie Chan goes, oh boy, here we go. And he tries to get him off the bus, chat, but he's distracted, chat, because Chris Tucker is vain. He's very vain. And this is racist, too. All the Chinese people, it's like, a black man. Let us take pictures of the black man. Look at him. And he's like, ah ha ha. And he just starts posing for everybody while he's doing this. As they're all taking pictures of him, I'm like, Jesus, he does not give a shit. And Jackie Chan goes, well, he's distracted by his own vanity. I'm going to jump off, and he jumps off, Chad, and he gets into a taxi cab. Chris Tucker goes, God damn it! And he gets there, Chad, he fucking points a gun at a driver in a motorcycle. It's like, get out the goddamn car. He's like, what do you mean? And he fucking smashes him in the head, Chad. It's like assault. What are you doing? Like, rules, I guess when you're an LAPD officer, rules don't apply. Like, you can do whatever you want, apparently. So he fucking hits the guy in the back of the goddamn head. He falls over, and he starts chasing after Jackie Chan, Chad. And eventually, Chris Tucker, he stops the police car, or the fucking taxi cab, and he says, get out of the goddamn car. Jackie Chan's like, son of a bitch, and the cab driver's like, what's going on here? He's like, don't worry about it. And Jackie Chan, he pulls a little fast one, and Chris Tucker fucking takes his gun from his hand, shit. Goes, whoa, a little switcheroo. Chris Tucker's like, ah, shit, come on, man, I was just playing. And Jackie Chan, he briefly turns around to address the taxi cab driver, but then fucking Chris Tucker, he pulls out another gun. Oh, we got a little bit of a standoff here, Chad. It's like a mano-y-mano. East versus West, the battle of the century. But then the taxi cab driver, he's had enough of this bullshit. He pulls out his big old 6-shooter, chat, and he says, freeze both of you. They're like, ah, shit, we're just playing. And then Jackie Chan, he says his first words of English saying, oh, don't worry, sir. I'm just teaching my partner how to take a gun from a suspect. And fucking Chris Tucker's like, you can speak English? And Jackie goes, yeah, I can. And they're walking off. He's like, why did you just inform me now that you can speak English? So he's like, you assume, Jackie Chan, he's got this on Chris Tucker. You assumed that I didn't speak English. Racist? And he's like, no. And I was like, no, I don't like how that feels. And so eventually they go back to Chris Tucker's car, and we get the one move where Chris Tucker does this little spin to get in his convertible. Jackie Chan does the same exact spin. He goes, don't you fucking do that again. Don't do that. One thing I will say, chat, about this film, because I really do enjoy it. It's fun, despite some of the insensitive humor. But I wish it was rated R, because this is PG-13. It's a hard PG-13, but I need a few good fucks in there. You know, I think I would have appreciated that. Like, this film doesn't have it, and I would have needed, because there's other, like, confrontations and lines in the film where you have, like, this one guy's basically telling Chris Tucker to fuck himself, but instead of going fuck yourself, he says, screw you. And Chris Tucker goes, screw me. It's like, no, it would have been better if he said fuck you. And would have had more emphasis, shit, more energy in it, but he doesn't say it. Anyway. Also, that's one of my critiques of the film. Wish it was rated R. It was the 90s. No, you're right, Darklight. You're absolutely right. But still, I need more of that oomph, that little punch, that pizzazz. And so they're like, okay, Jackie Chan, because Jackie Chan, he basically says, listen, I came here, I want to be involved in the investigation. Chris Tucker's like, listen, the FBI, they're racist towards you. They don't want you to be a part of this investigation. Okay, that's why they sent me to take you around to all the sites. But he's like, don't worry about Jackie Chan, because I know the people in LA, and we're going to find the information that we need. We'll do our own goddamn investigation. And so, Chad, he takes him to this local, pool hall and bar that Chris Tucker goes to acquire information, chat. And this, again, Jackie Chan hears certain things and thinks it's okay to say, because, Chris Tucker, he's going up to people, he's like, hey, my N-word, how are you doing, my N-word? And Jackie Chan goes, yes, N-word, I can say this later on in the movie. He's like, no, you can't. Don't do that, Jackie Chan. And then fucking Chris Tucker, he harasses this poor old man who's just trying to smoke a blunt. He's so old, he's like, ugh. And Chris Tucker takes that shit from him. He's like, what is this? This weed, man? Is this weed? He's like, I don't know. This guy doesn't know where he is. Stop harassing him, Chris Tucker. And he fucking puts that in his pocket. You're gonna ruin your jacket now. And he says, Jackie Chan, come with me. And they go in the back room, Chan. And he even pulls his gun out. I was like, freeze! And he talks to this gangster chat who was wearing an all-red suit. An all-red suit. I forget the guy's name, but he's like the main criminal of this specific area in LA. And he's like, I have some questions that I need to answer. And he's like, you gotta lower your weapon first. He's like, you gotta answer them. He said, Jackie Chan. He's like, I won't answer until you get that guy out of here because I don't know who he is. He's like, Jackie Chan, it's okay. Well, go ahead and wait outside. I'll be right back. Jackie Chan's like, but I have questions. Like, don't worry about it. I'll bring you back in when you need to be back in here. So Jackie Chan, he goes outside, and then it's like, it drops. Everyone starts laughing. It's like, goddamn, man, why are you pulling that stuff on me? Chris Tucker's saying, I have to. He's the rookie. I gotta do it. And we learn that this specific criminal, Chad, he is Chris Tucker's cousin. He's also an informant. He's an informant and brings Chris Tucker information about specific criminal enterprise. And he asks his cousin, he's like, listen, I heard about like a lot of weapons being shipped. What else can you tell me? He's like, I mean, there's not a lot I could say. I don't know who it is. You don't know who it is? Like, no one knows who this guy is. And I'm sorry, but I do know where a lot of this operation has been going down, taking place at a Chinese restaurant, chat, and stay with me now, in Chinatown. Whoa, that's a big revelation. So go to this specific restaurant, I think that's where the guy is. And he's like, cool, thank you so much for letting me know. And meanwhile, Chad, we cut outside, and Jackie Chan starts introducing himself to people and says, hello, my N-word. And they're like, what the fuck did you just say? And these people happen to be of African-American descent. And he's saying this to all these people. Are like, what? And they start punching Jackie Chan. He's like, what do you mean? What did I do? What did I say? And they start punching him, chat. He's like, please stop. And he starts kicking all. It's actually a cool fight. Again, the fight in this movie, Jackie Chan's drunken kung fu, looks great on camera. And he's beating the shit out of all these guys, Chad, smashing people, throwing people in the throwing pool balls, severely bludgeoning and concussing people with pool balls, Chad, pool cues, shoving up people's ass, like all right up the ass, Chad. Until Chris Tucker, he finally walks in and says, what are you doing? And Jackie Chan's like, I just want to leave. I don't know why they're hurting me. And he's like, all right, see you later, my fellow N-words. And they leave, Chad. And they're driving, and like Chris Tucker's telling Jackie Chan about this information, and he's like, you know what, Jackie Chan, I'm hungry. Are you hungry? And Jackie Chan's like, I just want to go fucking to the consulate. He's like, don't worry about that. And he handcuffs Jackie Chan to the steering wheel. He's like, you're not going anywhere, man. What do you want to eat? He's like, what are you doing? I'll bring you back a bean burrito. So Chris Tucker, he goes to the convenience store. He brings out a soda bean burrito for Jackie Chan. He's like, he's like, oh my God, what the fuck? And Jackie Chan has vanished with the fucking steering wheel. He's like, what? And then, Chad, we cut to Jackie Chan, who has arrived at the Chinese consulate's compound, Chad. And the FBI, they got to beat him. They see him on the cameras. The two guards outside, and they're like, we got some guy that was just dropped off here at a taxi. We don't know who he is. And the FBI are like, who is he? Ask him who he is. And Jackie Chan, it's funny because he's like hiding his hands behind his back because the wheel is still attached to the handcuffs, so he can't reveal that. And so he's like, I'm here to see my friend about his daughter being kidnapped. I have information. They go, freeze! It's like, he's Chinese, shoot him! He's the one who obviously kidnapped her. It's like, that's a little mean. That's presumptuous, Chet. Everyone's so racist in this movie. And he goes, ah! And Jackie Chan, he starts beeping and bopping and booping, and he takes their guns away. Punch, punch, punch. Punch, punch, punch. I don't want any trouble. Punch, punch, punch. And he fucking disassembles the gun, and he starts, I'm gonna do some parkour stuff now. It's pretty cool. It's all practical effects. And he jumps over the goddamn wall, chat. We're like, we can't get a beat with him. He went over the wall. You gotta get him. He's jumping all over the place. Pretty cool. Like, I don't know how old Jackie Chan was at this point, but his stunts are great. And so he eventually gets into the house, chat. The FBI, they're locking down the entire home. FBI gun number 1 and number 2, they're upstairs. And they got the Chinese consulate there, too. And right before they're about to close the last window, surprise Jackie Chan attack! Jackie Chan, he surprises him, and he kicks him. He starts punching and bopping and booping and zapping. And they all go down. Pulls his gun on him. Chad, before the shooting can start, the Chinese consulate goes, Jackie Chan! He goes, hello, sir. I'm here to help you find your daughter. And the Chinese consulate, FBI guys, there must have been some confusion. This is the person who I asked to come and help us. And then go, ha, 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 fucking great. And so eventually, Chad, we cut to, it's nighttime, it's been several hours later, and we see a pickup truck has Chris Tucker's convertible. It's towing it back to the place. And Chris Tucker, he's asking the FBI guy to open the gate. And the FBI guy, again, he should have said, fuck you, but he says, screw you, Chris Tucker. This does not have the same oomph that I needed, I needed more of that oomph. And so he's like, what? Screw me? How long is that screw me? He doesn't like it. And so he eventually goes in there. And Jackie Chan, he's explained himself to his to the Chinese consulate, FBI. They are not amused. They see Chris Tucker walking up. Chris Tucker goes, "There you are." He's like, "We told you, Chris Tucker, to keep him distracted." He's like, "Listen, I want off this goddamn assignment. I'm gonna call my police chief right now and tell him that I want an actual real assignment." So when he goes to pick up the phone chain, it rings like for a second, and he goes, "Hello? Oh shit, hello?" And there's a person on the line. He says, "Is this the FBI?" He goes, "Yeah, it's the FBI." And we're like, "Shit, fuck, just give us the phone. Give us the phone. I got it." And he's like, "Yeah, it's the FBI." He's like, "Listen, this is the location where we're keeping the girl right now. We will give you the girl if you provide us $50 million. $50 million. Who do you got? Chelsea Clinton?" Which is very funny, chat. That was the daughter of Hillary and Bill Clinton at the time. So that was a funny joke. Might not have aged well now, but I find it very funny, chat. F you, I know. Yeah, those are Chris's favorite sounds. Beep, bop, boop. I love those sounds a lot. And so he's basically saying, "Okay, I want $30 million it was like, what, 50s. I want $10 million in 20s, and like very weird denominations, and I want $10 million in 10s. He's like, "I got you. You want any fries with that?" He's like, "Oh, you're a funny guy, Chris Tucker." He's like, "Should I inform, maybe you should inform the Chinese consulate that you're the one that got his daughter killed." He's like, "Listen, man, everything's fine. I don't even like these guys, okay? I'm on your side, man. Let's split the fucking money." And eventually, like, show up in like 20 minutes, and he goes, clicks, and it's like, "We got his location." And the Chinese consulate's going, "Okay, so I should just give him the money?" He's like, No. We're going to send all our people over there, and we're going to extradite your daughter and kill all those guys. He's like, "You sure that's safe?" He's like, "Yeah, it's safe." But Jackie Chan's saying, "Listen, they're not going to do that. Okay, it might be a trap, but no one's listening to Jackie Chan." And Chris Tucker, he wants to back up Jackie Chan too, but he's still mad at him. And so eventually they all go out there to the location. They got fucking police helicopters, chat. They got SWAT teams. They're going into the building where they had the signal originally. And Jackie Chan, he's like saying, like, based on what mission we learned, like, they're getting massive amounts of firepower at this point. Like, they're going to, it's just going to get worse. That's what's gonna happen. This is a setup. It's a trap. They're testing us. They're fooling with us. And he's like, "Let's go tell the FBI guys." Chris Tucker's like, "I got your back, Jackie Chan," but he doesn't, Chan. He hides. He's like, "I'm gonna see what this guy does." And Jackie Chan's like, "Listen, this is an obvious trap." And they're like, "What are you talking about? Where's Carter?" He's looking behind him. Chris Tucker, he's gone, chat. And the SWAT team, they enter the building. And there's no little girl, no Lieutenant Sang, chat, but they do hear the phone ring. They go, "Huh," and it explodes. Boom, bada boom, it explodes, chat. Chris Tucker goes, "God damn!" And everyone's scared and sad, and like, it was indeed a trap. It was a trap. But then Jackie Chan, he looks behind his shoulder, and who does he see? Fucking Lieutenant Sang, chat. Lieutenant Sang. He's like, "You!" And he goes after him, chat. We get a bit of a foot chase. This is a really awesome scene. Really awesome scene where he's chasing this guy. Chris Tucker's like, "Why are you running so much?" And he's running after him. It takes place across a fire. What is it? The fucking ladder. Fire escape, chat. Call him fire escape. Chris Tucker, he can't reach up. It's like, "It's too low. You gotta lower it more. I don't like jumping." And then we get a cool axe fight with Lieutenant Sang and Jackie Chan, chat. That was pretty cool in an abandoned building. But eventually, there's just fucking more running. Lieutenant Sang throws this fucking axe. Good axe thrower, chat. Good axe. Throws his axe at Jackie Chan. He fucking dodges it. Chris Tucker's almost impaled by it, chat. He's like, "What the fuck?" And he's still running. Lieutenant Sang, he trips a little bit, though, over like a broken board. But he gets away, chat. He gets away. He's running. Jackie Chan's right behind him, but he trips and his foot falls through, his leg falls through where this broken piece of wood was. And Jackie Chan's like, "Chris Tucker, don't come over here. It's broken. He's like, "What are you talking about?" And they all throw through. They fall on the ground, chat. And they're like, "Oh shit!" But then they see Lieutenant Sang. He's getting in the car, and Chris Tucker's like, "Oh, a car, I must shoot!" And he just starts blasting, chat. Tucker just starts blasting it as if it had C4 in it. And they're like, "Oh my god, what the fuck?" And Jackie Chan's like, "I told you." Chris Tucker's like, "Why didn't you tell me the floor was messed up?" He's like, I told you not to come over here. I told you to stop." "I don't know what you're saying." "What?" "I don't understand what you've been saying." It's like, what? Like, that's a running gag. And then they don't know what each other is saying. Jackie Chan, he picks up this device. And Chris Tucker's like, what is this? What is this? He's like, "I don't know. It fell out of his pocket." He's like, "This is weird. This is very weird. You know what? This is obviously an explosive device, and I will take it to Elizabeth Pena for her advice on it." And then, chat, we cut to Elizabeth Pena, and she is currently in bomb disposal practice. She's taking apart a boom. Boom, man, she doesn't have a lot of time. She got about 10 seconds left, and she's fucking up. She's not good under pressure, Chad, especially under even a controlled scenario. And Jackie Chan and Chris Tucker, they walk up, and right at the last, like right before she's about to snip the wire, Chad, Chris Tucker goes, "Hey!" And she goes, "Ah!" She gets scared, Chad, because every time he screams. And it blows up in her face. And, you know, the guy who's her teacher says, "Guess what, Elizabeth? We're all dead." She's like, "I was distracted, sir." It's like, distractions happen in the field all the time, okay? You never know when a wild Chris Tucker will appear. And he goes like, "I'm sorry I fucked you up, but listen, I need your help." She goes, "Why would I want to help you?" "Because we're looking for Jackie Chan pipes." He's like, "Because we're looking for a little girl, and we were told that you're an expert in booms." And she goes, "Well, I'm expert in booms. That is true." It's like, "Thank you for not talking down to me, Jackie Chan." "Fuck you, Chris Tucker." And she's like, they show the device. She goes, "Yeah, this is like a fucking bomb switch thing. So this will go off. You press the button, it goes off. It's usually used with C4. Chris Tucker goes, "C4? Where have I heard of that before?" And she goes, "Thank you, Elizabeth Pena. You're great at what you do. I apologize for telling everyone in the precinct that we slept together during the Christmas party." And she goes, "What?" And Jackie goes, "Oh, he was just joking. And he had his hands where her boobs would be, her bazungas would be. And she goes, "Stop, take your hands off my boobs." He goes, "I'm sorry." And they leave, Chad. Weird. And eventually, they stop at the local penitentiary, chat, where Chris Tucker bribes and intimidates his way into the prison. Basically says, "I will expose you that you fucking bought marijuana." What's Chris Tucker's problem with the MJ? I don't understand. He's like, "Bring out Carl, who sold the C4." And they're waiting for good old Carl. Carl's like, "You got a lot of balls to show up here." He's like, "Listen, Carl, I just got a couple of questions for you, okay?" He's like, "I have nothing to say." He's like, "You got some, what's this? Hold this for me." He's like, "I don't know what that is." He's like, "Oh, you don't hold it. He's like, "I'm not going to touch that." He's like, "Why are you going to touch it?" "Because if I touch it, you're going to incriminate me, and I'll go to jail even longer, so I'm not going to do that. Fuck you." He says, "Screw you." You know what he says? He says, "Kiss my big white ass." But he walks out. He's like, "I'm not going to kiss your big white ass. It's going to take me all goddamn day." But Jackie Chan, he appeals to Carl's heart. He says, "Carl, I don't care what he's saying. I don't care who you are. I only care about this little girl. She's been kidnapped from some very dangerous people. And we think you might know who they are." He fucking Carl's like, and he looks at, good for Carl, chat. Good for goddamn Carl. He's looking, he's like, "God damn," it's like, oh shit. All right, the guy that you're looking for goes by the name Jun Tao. Jun Tao, chat, the one that Jackie Chan busted up his criminal enterprise in China, got all the artifacts back. This Jun Tao, oh, he might be doing it for revenge. And Jackie Chan's like, "This is a huge fucking revelation." And he says, yeah, he operates out of this restaurant in Chinatown, knows the name. And he's like, if you go there, you'll probably see him. He goes, "Thank you, Carl. Goodbye. I'll bring you," and Chris Tucker goes, "I'll bring your fat ass back some cookies next time I'm here." And so then they drive out, chat, to the restaurant. They're staking it out. They bond over American music and Jackie Chan's inability to sing American lyrics. Chris Tucker teaches Jackie Chan how to be, in his own words, chat, blacker. And they bond, they're dancing things. And Jackie Chan introduces Chris Tucker to Chinese cuisine. Gets him some eel, eats some camel hump, and they're having a good time. Eventually, like, all right, enough of the eating, enough of the bonding, okay? Everyone knows we're gonna be best friends, you know, especially when the sequel rolls around. We got to infiltrate the restaurant. And he says, well, they obviously will recognize you and who you are. So, because you have a relationship with this Mr. Jun Tao and this Lieutenant Singh. So, I'll go in because they don't know who I am. And Jackie Chan, "You think that's safe?" He goes, "It's perfectly fine." And he's like, "Listen, once the shit goes down, you take my badge right there and say LAPD. And Jackie Chan's like, "But I'm not 6'1". And it's like a picture of Chris Tucker. I love it though, but I'm not tall. Chris Tucker sounds. That's perfect. Just Chris Tucker sounds. Show. Oh, everyone loves food music. That's true. Everyone does. Show. I think that's what he's basically like Corey tried to do to you. I can see that. I'm sorry. I just find the idea of just Chris Tucker sounds very humorous because I can picture what those sounds are very easily. You know what they are, chat. Where are we? Oh, shit. And so Chris Tucker, he goes in there and he's like, he speaks to the hostess. He's like, yes, I would like a table for two. I'm here to meet my client, Mr. Juntao. She goes, Juntao? She's like, yeah, listen, I'm his lawyer. He's gotten into a lot of trouble again. That's why I'm here. She goes, I don't know who that is. She's like, listen, I have a wife at home who hates me. I got a baby shitting all over the floor right now, and I'm a little peeved, all right? I need to speak to Mr. Juntao. Get his ass down here, Chet. And he's arguing. They go like, all right, fine, whatever. Okay, let's get you a table. And Chet, we cut up to, I guess, the floor, the private room, and where we see Lieutenant Singh watching Chris Tucker on camera. And Lieutenant Singh's like, he's talking to some mysterious figure outside. And behind him, he says, should we take care of him? And the guy goes, no, don't even worry about it. Because I think Jackie Chan, he eventually goes in the restaurant too, and they see both of them. And, he's like, no, don't let him, don't have him go yet. Not quite yet. What you could do is get the girl out of here and then take care of them. And they go, okay. And who is it revealed to be, Chet? It's Tom Wilkinson. He was the guy who was friends with the Chinese consulate chap, but he was evil the whole time. He is Juntao. Oh my God, what a fucking revelation. That is some cultural appropriation for your ass, chat. I love it. Like, oh, it's going to be this big reveal, this Chinese. No, it's just some British white guy who has a Chinese name. Ridiculous, chat. And so, well, they see Jackie Chan down. Chris Tucker's being rude constantly, consistently. And this one person, the fucking waiters, chat. The waiters and the waitresses, they put some poison into Jackie Chan's tea because they're going to kill him. They want to kill him. And they put some poison in the tea, and Jackie Chan's then served this tea, but he notices the necklace of the girl. And he's like, oh my God, that is Soo-Yeon's necklace. Oh, she's here. And he's like, oh, this is not good. This is not good. And I'm not going to drink this tea because I think it's bad. And eventually, Chad, we get a bodyguard coming down and saying that to Chris Tucker's table. And he says, Mr. Juntao will see you now. Fucking Chris Tucker's like, about goddamn time, waiting here the whole while. And they go upstairs. And he's led into this room. The door's closed behind him. He's surrounded by people. And he's like, where's Mr. Juntao? I want to speak to that son of a bitch. And then Lieutenant Singh goes, there's no Juntao here. There's no Juntao here. It's like, no, you must be mistaken. You must be mistaken. He's like, I don't want none of this shenanigans. Listen, if fisticuffs are going to be raised, let's fucking... And he gets punched in the face. He gets kicked in the face. And this is a great scene. He gets kicked. And he's like, okay. Which one of you guys just kicked me? Which one of you guys just... And it gets punched again. And he's like bleeding profusely. And we get a very cool line by Lieutenant Singh. He's like, here, take this. Clean yourself up. You're bleeding. He's like, you motherfucker. And eventually, Chris Tucker, he's getting punch. A lot of punches into Chris Tucker's face. And eventually, like, okay, they're done. They got Soo-Yeon, she's been put into the car. She's been put into the car. Because there's going to be another meetup. That's the thing. And like the price doubled or whatever. Instead of $50 million, I think it went to 60 or something like that. And they were going to show up there, the FBI guys. But the whole operation was a complete kerfuffle because of the Chris Tucker and Jackie Chan being involved. And so all this is going down. The FBI doesn't know this yet. And so Lieutenant Singh goes, yeah, okay, you can kill Chris Tucker. He's like, no, he didn't mean that. He didn't mean that. No, it's not true. No, don't do this. He might cut me loose. He meant leave me be. Eventually, Jackie Chan, his Chris Tucker senses are tingling, and he goes up the goddamn stairs. He fucking punches and bludgeons a lawyer. It went tits up. Thank you, Jay, because it went tits up. We've been hoodwinked. He punches a waiter to death, disguises himself as that lawyer, comes on and is like, freeze, LAPD, and he fucks it up, and Chris Tucker goes, God damn it. But then Jackie Chan gets to punch and kick people, and it's awesome. And Chris Tucker gets to run around and scream at people. And eventually they beat the shit out of all these guys. Chris Tucker sees Tom Wilkinson on the video camera, doesn't know who he is yet. And he's like, who's that old white guy? We don't know, Chet. We just don't know. I mean, we know, but he doesn't know. And so they beat the shit out of these people. But eventually, fucking the rest of the gangsters, they come and they start blasting. They start blasting at Chris Tucker and Jackie Chan, and they run out. They fall down the goddamn stairs. They're like, ah! You get that Chris Tucker scream, ah! Like a sheep. It's like a sheep's bleating, Chet. Like a sheep's bleat. That's what Chris Tucker's scream sounds like. Ah! So he falls down the stairs, and they're still being pursued by these guys. They go into the kitchen, more fucking explosions and guns, sets out a fire in the kitchen, like, we gotta get going! And they just start fucking running. They start running, and boom! And cool guys don't look at explosion, Shannon. A big explosion. All the workers inside are dead. The waiters are dead. The kitchen staff, who probably had nothing to do with the illegal actions that were going on, they're all goddamn dead. And this is great. Because during the initial fight, Chris Tucker's gun is thrown out a fucking window, and he's about to get up. He's like, "Is that my fucking gun? This is my motherfucking gun. God damn it!" He puts it away, and they start, walking away. But oh no, the police are here. The popo shows up, chat, and they try to go the opposite direction. But they're cut off, and it's the FBI guys like, "Fucking Chris Tucker, Jackie Chan, what are you doing? You blew it!" And they're very upset by the situation. They're taken back to the Chinese consulate. The Chinese consulate is very upset with Jackie Chan's like, this is our one opportunity to pay them off, and you did this. He's like, I'm sorry, I'm so sorry. He's like, go, I don't want you anymore. I don't want you here. And Chris Tucker, he's very upset about the situation. FBI is like, we're going to complain to your fucking boss. You're screw up, Chris Tucker. Get the hell out of here. And Chris Tucker, he goes to Jackie Chan. He's like, listen, man, we could still crack this case. Jackie Chan's like, I want nothing to do with you. You think about no one but yourself. You're selfish. Goodbye. And he leaves. He goes going back to China. But Chris Tucker, he's like, nah, I want this. I want to help Jackie Chan. I feel bad about the situation. I feel bad about the Chinese consulate's daughter. I want to help him. And so eventually also Tom Wilkinson's called in the last minute to help, which is it's very manipulative. He calls to alleviate his friend of everything that's been happening, try to calm him down. And you could, Tom Wilkinson, you're using emotional manipulation. Very bad. No one knows who he is, though. No one knows he's actually secretly Juntao, chat. But eventually, Chris Tucker, he's driving. He's been thinking a lot. And he calls Elizabeth Pena. Elizabeth Pena, she's doing a cute little dance in her kitchen, chat. She's making some breakfast or something. She looks so cute. And she gets a call. And, Chris Tucker's like, listen, I need your help. She goes, why would you need my help? And he basically says, I'm apologizing. I've been sexist and misogynistic. I've not treated you with respect. I would love to have you as my partner, even though I do not deserve it, but I really need your help. I need to find this little girl. Can you help us? Can you be involved in this case that we're trying to do? And she goes, I can do that. And then he fucking ruins it by saying, what kind of panties do you have on? She goes, you fucking asshole. She hangs up. And my Chris Tucker, he has one more person to recruit for his little operation, chat, and that man is Jackie Chan. He fucking goes to the airport, chat, fucking bludgeons a one of those plane operator guys, the stick man. The guy that goes, the things, the guy with the orange sticks, he bludgeons that man to death. He takes his uniform and he hops on the plane, says, we can't take off, this wing's all fucked up. If you fly, we're all gonna die. And so then he finds Jackie Chan. He's like, Jackie Chan's like, I don't want to talk to you anymore. You ruined it. He's like, listen, I need your help, okay? I need your help. And I forgot. They had another conversation about dads, about how cool their dads were. Jackie Chan's dad was a cop in Hong Kong, and Chris Tucker's dad was a cop in LAPD, and they're also competing against each other. And what's revealed in this situation, chap, because Jackie Chan's saying, like, you only care about yourself. You dishonor your father's memory. He's like, don't talk about my dad, okay? Like, my dad, he was a cop for 15 goddamn years, and he got himself shot at a routine traffic stop because some kid didn't want to get a ticket. And his partner was supposed to back him up, but he didn't, and that's how he died, okay? But you proved to me that my dad wasn't just some schmuck, okay? He was a good person, a good man. You did that, Jackie Chan, and I can tell because you said that to me when no one else would ever take me seriously or help me on stuff. You did, okay? So let's fucking get this little girl back. And Jackie Chan just says, did we just become best friends? Hell yeah, we did. They do the bro fist chat, and they are now together. And they're going to infiltrate the little consulate special shindig chat, where they're going to do another drop-off. They're going to showcase all of Juntao's artifacts for the viewing public, chat, for the American and Chinese viewing public. And so they're at their little thing, and they have the operation also up the FBI. They're in like the uppermost floor. They get all the money together, and the Chinese consulate, he's doing a little speech. Talking about how we appreciate everyone being here, all of our benefactors, to see the cultural wealth of my country. And we have Jackie Chan, Chris Tucker, Elizabeth Pena there in the crowd. Chris Tucker's going like, I could use a lot of this stuff in my apartment. And that fucking Buddha would look great in my bathroom. He's like, Jackie Chan's like, first of all, this is my heritage, so don't talk shit about it, okay? That Buddha does not belong in your bathroom, Chris Tucker. And he's like, all right, don't worry about it. I'm going to fucking run off and find the little girl. I bet she's here. And I'm like, oh, shit. And eventually, the Chinese consulate, he gets to his speech talking about future generations and children. He can't do it yet. He's flummoxed. And Tom Wilkinson, he walks up and says, it's okay, buddy, it's okay. Hugs. And so the Chinese consulate, he's just been battling the flu. And I'm just going to take over for him, finish what I believe he would say. And he's fucking droning on and on and on. And while this is all going, chat, Chris Tucker he fucking jumps up on the goddamn stage. And he says, everyone, we just got a threat on the building about a bomb. I need everyone to leave in an orderly and calm fashion. Everyone's like staring at him. He's like, what the fuck did I just say? Get your ass out of here. And you go, ah! They all scream and chat. They're screaming and everyone's like, God, the FBI, like, motherfucker. Well, this is all happening, Chad. Jackie Chan. He sees fucking Lieutenant Sane, but he also sees Tom Wilkinson talking to Lieutenant Sane. Jackie Chan goes, oh my God. He puts it together. He goes, Juntao! Juntao! Tom Wilkinson goes, fuck. And it's like, ah! He has the trigger, Chad. He has the trigger we saw earlier. He's like, Chinese consulate, whatever your name is, Jackie Chan, Chris Tucker, FBI people, I have 10 pounds of C4 strapped to your daughter, and I'm about to blow her sky high if I don't get my goddamn money. And the Chinese consulate's like, Tom Wilkinson, how can you do that? Because I'm evil, motherfucker. I'm British. You should have known that. And so, situation's not looking good, Chad. But Chris Tucker, it's okay, because he's on the goddamn case. And he goes to find little Sun Yan. And he fucking punches some guy. He bludgeons him to death, takes his gun from him, does the cool Jackie Chan take the gun away move. Punch, punch, punch. And he finds little Sun Yan. And he's like, I'm going to get you out of here. She goes, don't take the vest off. They say if you take it off, it'll explode. And Chris Tucker goes, we don't want that, do we? She goes, no. It's like, ooh, what's Chris Tucker going to do now? He's going to take the little girl inside? Yes, he will. In a way. And then we cut back to the little the shindig chat that's happening. And fucking Lieutenant Sane, he hates Jackie Chan so much he wants to shoot him. Tom Wilkinson's like, calm down. Calm down. It's okay. We got it handled completely. Don't even worry about it. Everything's fine. And then a boom, the pedo-mobile, chat. The pedo-mobile from earlier, with its lack of windows, bursts into the building. And everyone goes, whoa, God, pedophiles. And they're all scared because the pedophiles are here, chat. Now they're involved. The pedos are here too. Who would have expected it, chat? Fucking plot twist. But it's not a pedophile, chat. It's Chris Tucker. And he goes, Juntao, I got what you want. I have what you need. And he has the little Sun Yan, chat, with the vest. He goes, go ahead and blow everybody up. I got your bomb right here. Go and blow everybody up. He's like, fuck you, Chris Tucker. And he gets the girl's like, what are you doing? He's like, it's an intimidation tactic. Don't worry about it. She goes, yeah, motherfucker, blow it up. He goes, all right, stop swearing. You can't do that for the censors. And then this is when the shooting starts, chat. Everyone starts, because fucking Tom Wilkinson goes, fuck it. He starts shooting. Everyone starts shooting. FBI guys are going down. Chinese gangsters are going down. And fucking Tom Wilkinson, he's just heading right up there to the money. So he gets to the uppermost floor. He does very good job. Very good aim. Shoots 4 fucking guys, including the FBI guy number 1. Takes a big suitcase of cash. Looks like at least more than half of it, Chad. And he starts like, he calls the helicopter. Are you almost here? He's getting helicopter support. He's like, we're almost there, sir. We're like 10 minutes out. He's like, good. So he starts going. He starts climbing up. And eventually, we get more Jackie Chan Kung Fu shenanigans. Chat looks really good. Chris Tucker brings Elizabeth Pena over to little Sun Yan's like, can you help her take this thing off? Or no, it's Jackie Chan. That's who it is. Jackie Chan takes Elizabeth Pena over there. And because Chris Tucker, he's dealing with somebody else. And she goes, this is a dead man switch. If we take this off, it's fucked. We got to snip the right wire. She goes, eeny, meeny, miny, mo, sugar, spice, whatever. Boom! Gets the right wire, chat. She's now boom, like she explodes. But boom, like they did it, chat. They did it. And little Sun Yan is fine. He's good. And Jackie Chan takes the vest. Meanwhile, Chris Tucker, he goes up to the uppermost floor, and he sees Lieutenant Sane. Lieutenant Sane is just about to shoot FBI guy number 1. And he's like, don't do that, man. Don't fuck with me. I don't even like that guy, but don't shoot him. And he's like, you lower your goddamn gun, it's over. And Lieutenant Sane's like, nah, man. No. You lower your gun. Fight me like a man. Fight me like a man, which Chris Tucker was saying earlier. It's like, oh, fight like a man? Okay. And they both are like, let's drop our guns at the same time. 1, 2, 3, drop. And then the guy goes for another gun, but Chris Tucker's way too fucking fast, man. He's wily. And he has an ankle holster, and boom, shoots Lieutenant Sane in the chest, chat, or in the neck or something. And he goes down. And Chris Tucker walks up to him. He's like, here, man, clean yourself up. You're dead. That's a good goddamn line. Also, there's a little bit of an error here. The guy keeps blinking throughout the scene. You see it. I was like, the first time I ever saw this movie was in the late 90s. It's on in the theaters, matter of fact. And I was like, wait a minute. He opened his eyes. He's still alive. So Lieutenant Sane, Chet, he's obviously going to come back as the villain in one of these sequels. He never does, sadly. Never does. Good villain, though. And eventually we cut back down. Chris Tucker, he meets up with Jackie Chan. And he's like, is that the bomb? Oh, get away from me. He's like, no, we got it. I don't know what to do with this. He's like, go after fucking Juntao. Because he sees Tom Wilkinson climbing up to the roof with the helicopter. And so Jackie Chan, he climbs up there, but and he's like, where did fucking Tom Wilkinson go? Where did Toontown go? But he pulls a fast one, and apparently Tom Wilkinson, he's a master of stealth. He's like a ninja, Chet. He's a ninja, Tom Wilkinson. He goes, ah! And he attacks Jackie Chan, and he's smashing him with the suitcase of money. He keeps hitting him and whacking him. Jackie Chan's like, ow, it hurts. Tom Wilkinson, he smashes him way too hard, Jack. Don't smash Jackie Chan too hard, because the fucking suitcase opens up and all the money falls out, and Tom Wilkinson goes, no! And he fucking topples over the edge, and he grabs onto Jackie Chan's ham hocks, Jack, those hips. He's finger deep inside Jackie Chan's ham hocks right now. Jackie's like, oh my God, this is horrible. And Chris Tucker's like, oh, this is Christmas. This is amazing. Money's falling down. He's just like taking all the money, putting it in his shirt. He's having a good time. But he sees Jackie Chan's like, fucking Chris Tucker, help me. And he's like, oh shit. I'll help you, Jackie Chan. I'll be right back. I'll help you in a minute. But while this is all going on, chat, fucking Tom Wilkinson, he gets his hands on the vest that Jackie Chan is wearing, but it starts to rip because Tom Wilkinson, he's a little chubby, a little chubster, and it rips, chat. He goes, ah! And we get that weird kind of like super fake looking fall first, but he starts tumbling down, ah! And he fucking hits the water, chat, hits the router, brains himself, splooge, all the Tom Wilkinson splooge imaginable, chat. It's everywhere. And Chris Tucker has the line, oh, you know he's dead. I love how he does that. But Jackie Chan's still up there. And he's like, Chris Tucker, help me. He's like, I got you, Jackie Chan. He takes like this big banner, Chan. He runs over to Jackie Chan, but Jackie Chan, he can't hold on. And he lets go. And it's like, no, is he going to get him in time? And he does. Jackie Chan lands on the banner, and it's like a slide, and he slides crotch first into Chris Tucker's face, and he gets all that Jackie Chan taint right in there, gets a good taste for that, chat. And he's like, oh, thank you, Chris Tucker. Smooch. He's like, get off me, man, get off me. And everyone celebrates the success of Chris Tucker and Jackie Chan. The Chinese consulate thanks for their assistance. The FBI, they appreciate the work that Chris Tucker and Jackie Chan did. And it's like days later, and Chris Tucker, he's like, I'm good. I'm gonna go on a vacation to China with my main man, Jackie Chan. That's what I'm gonna do. And the FBI is like, listen, Chris Tucker, you did excellent work. Once you get back from your vacation, there'll be a badge from the FBI, from the Federal Bureau of Investigation waiting for it. And Chris Tucker goes, wow, that's so great. But you know what you can do with that badge? And they're like, what can we do with the badge? He says, you can take that badge and shut up your ass, all the way up your ass. He's like, bye, everybody. I'm LAPD for life. And then, like, FBI guy number 2 says, bitch, for some reason. It's like, that did not have the emphasis that it needed. Bitch. And then he gets on the plane, and the guy's like, can we take, he's like, oh, first class. I've never been on a first class before. He's like, can I take your jacket, sir? He's like, no, but you can take my fucking heavy suitcase. There you go. And he wanders over to Jackie Chan, and Jackie Chan's like, hey, like, oh, they're hugging, chat. They're best of friends now. They are best friends. They did the fucking Step Brothers fist bump before. He sits down. Chinese waitress asks if we want any peanuts, sir. And Chris Tucker starts speaking some Chinese, starts speaking some Mandarin, chat. And Jackie Chan's like, look at you. I didn't know you spoke Chinese. He says, you assumed I didn't speak Chinese. A little reverse kind of racism there, yeah. And he asked Jackie Chan, so how long is this flight? And he's like, oh, it's 15 hours. 15 hours? What are we going to do for 15 hours? Jackie Chan goes, I don't know. And he puts on his fucking music chat, and he starts singing. And Chris Tucker's like, no, don't sing. You can't speak the lyrics. Oh, goddamn stewardess. I need another fucking seat. In chat, we get to the blooper. I love the bloopers in this movie. Various bloopers for this film. But that, chat, is Rush Hour. The night to cancel everyone. That is Rush Hour. RoboCop fail. Not as bad as RoboCop, but it kind of is like a RoboCop fall. It's like, RoboCop wishes it had that fall. At least Tom Wilkinson's arms didn't grow an extra 2 goddamn feet. But that, my friends, is Rush Hour, the 1998 comedy class. Now, listen, guys. This movie, yeah, it's the comedy is very reliant on racial humor. There's no question about that. But I don't know. It's kind of a thing of its a film of its time. You got to go in there thinking that. But it is funny. The action is really good. Jackie Chan and Chris Tucker have some amazing chemistry with each other. Like, there's no doubt about that. I have a lot of fun with this film, chat. The blooper reel is wonderful. The blooper reel in 1 and 2 is great. 3, I don't remember the blooper reel. But 1 and 2 blooper reel, very good. But I have a lot of fun with this movie, chat. I would give it to me, it's yeah, I'm sorry, but I think it's a full price. It's a fun 90s action comedy. I recommend